Hello students, welcome to Learner's Planet. So today we are going to start with the chapter Fundamental Unit of Life. Theory sessions were already over. Now we are trying to help you out by solving certain questions. So this basically is our first problem solving session. In this session, we have selected a specific pattern of questions like multiple choice questions. Generally, when we look at a question and we are having so many hints in front of that, then what happens? We may get confused with the different similar type of options. So this session is actually it is going to be a very great help regarding solving such type of multiple choice questions. Let us start with, we have selected certain organelles of the cell. Let us start by looking at simple questions related to the topic cell or the fundamental unit of life. So the very first question here is, centrosomes are present in dash. So this is the question. Now you have to think that where these centrosomes are basically present. Now this is for sure that these centrosomes are located inside the cells. But the point is, which type of cells? If you are simply writing here cells, then it's fine, but here out of these particular options we have to choose the correct answer. So centrosomes, first of all you must know that these centrosomes are having a function of what? They have a function of spindle formation during cell division. So this spindle formation is generally taking place inside the animal cells as well as in the plant cells. So in this case, the correct answer is option A. What is option A? Animal cells only, plant cells only, both plant cells and animal cells, or neither plant cells nor animal cells. So the correct answer here is what? It is option A. That is animal cells. Now, if centrosomes, they are participating or they are helping in spindle formation in animal cells, then alternatively, can you think of some other option that how the similar function is taking place in plant cells? So in case, if the question was, let us say instead of this word centrosome, the term polar cap was used here. The polar caps are present in which type of cells? Then what would be the right answer in that case? Then the correct answer would be plant cells. So basically, while solving such type of questions, you should be thorough with the structure and functions of different type of organelles. And of course, their location, that where they are present and in which type of cells they are present. So if it is related to the centrosomes, then as we said, they are having the located centrioles inside and they are involved in spindle formation during cell division. These spindles, they help in pulling the chromosomes towards the pole. But in the case of plant cells, these type of centrosomal structures are absent. In that case, they are replaced by the polar caps. So we have sorted out two different equations of related type. If the point is centrosome, it is present in animal cell in case of this specific question. But if it was polar cap, then the correct answer would be plant cells. So the next question is what? Which of the following organelle is not present in animal cells? So what we are finding out? You have to find out a particular organelle which is absent in the animal cells. So basically, what are the properties of animals? The animals, they are heterotrophic in nature and they can move from one place to the another. So now let us see what options are being given for this particular question. The first option is plastid, centrosome, nucleus and mitochondria. So if we see that mitochondria, it is a powerhouse of the cell. That means it can produce energy. Animals of course need energy. So definitely mitochondria is of course present in it. Nucleus is a central unit, central body of all of the cells. So definitely each cell possesses nucleus. In case of prokaryotic cell, nucleus would be in the form of nucleoid. Now, but of course nuclear region is of course present over there. Then centrosome, the organelle is having a function which is related to the spindle formation. Next is plastid. So plastid, it is like it is involved in the photosynthesis processes, as they are having the chlorophyll. They are actually involved in the storage of various components. So if we assume the point photosynthesis, the answer should be clear in your mind. The correct answer for this question should be A, that is plastid. Why it is so? Because as we said, animals are heterotrophic in nature, right? So if they are heterotrophic, that means they obtain their own food from other organisms. And why is it so? Because they do not have special bodies, special organelles which can help them to synthesize their own food. And which organelle help in the synthesis of food? It is plastid. Hence, the correct answer for this question is A, that is plastid. Now let us look at the next question. The next question is, which of the following is the function of vacuoles in plant cells? So, you should be first clear with the organelle vacuole. Now, these vacuoles are dark regions, or these are the space which are covered by the membrane, and they are having certain stored material inside, right? Now, let us find out that what is the special function which is played by vacuoles in plant cells. Generally, they are storing various materials, right? So now in this case, what are the options? We have to look at that point. The first option is vacuoles produces energy for the cell. Option is absolutely wrong. Why so? Because energy in any cell is produced by mitochondria, right? And it is producing it in the form of what? It is in the form of ATP molecules. They synthesize ATP molecule and they store them. So if it is the role of mitochondria, then in any case, whether it is an animal cell or it is a plant cell, it could not be a right option for vacuole. Next is synthesizing proteins. Absolutely wrong. Why? Because proteins are synthesized by endoplasmic reticulum. Which endoplasmic reticulum? The one in which ribosomes are present. Next point is defend the cell. Vacuoles do not defend the cell. This type of function of defense is actually provided by lysosomes or different similar kind of organelles. Or we can say, in the case of protection, we can say plant cells are having a cell wall in its surrounding. So this defending type of protection, type of function is never played by the vacuoles. So the next option left out here is, it provides turgidity and rigidity to the plant cells. So this could be the related function of vacuoles. Why? Because vacuoles, they are the reservoir of sap. They are filling the material inside in the form of sap. What is this sap? It is a syrupy type of solution. It is a syrupy content which is filled inside the vacuoles. So as these are the storing different type of material and they get filled up with the water as well as sugars as well as other components, they become swell up. As they get swell up, they pushes the nucleus towards a side and they occupy most of the space in the plant cells, and therefore when they become so turgid, they become turgid, and thus we can say vacuoles in plant cells, they provide turgidity and rigidity to the plant cells. So now, what is the right answer for this question? It is option B. So this is how you should understand. You must know all the related points or the functions of these organelles. Then of course it is going to be very easy for you to find out the correct answers. Let us see the next question now. Which is the next question? The powerhouse of a cell is? A very simple and very interesting question. So the powerhouse of a cell is dash. Before answering, the point that should be very clear in your mind is what you mean by powerhouse. Power means energy. House means where it could be stored. So where this energy is stored inside the cell? Of course at the place or in the organelle where it is synthesized. You know which is the storage form of this energy? It is ATP. Now just think of it, where these ATP molecules are actually found inside the cell, where they are stored and synthesized, it is inside Chloroplast? No, it is not in the chloroplast. This chloroplast is an organelle which participates in photosynthetic processes in the case of plant cell. Then, whether it is mitochondria, of course, mitochondria is the correct answer. Nucleolus could not be the answer for this question. Why so? Because this nucleolus is located inside nucleus and there it is serving as a storage region for the ribosomes and the RNA. So of course it is not related to the energy production. Centrosome, the function is related to cellular division. So of course this is also a wrong answer. So which is the correct answer for this? As we have already mentioned above, it is option B. That is mitochondria. Why we are calling this mitochondria as a powerhouse of the cell? It is because it is involved in the synthesis of ATP molecules, that is energy rich molecules, and their storage. So now the next question is, the scavengers or digestive bags of a cell are ? Which organelle inside a cell is known as scavengers of the cells or digestive bags of the cell? For answering this question, you must understand what is the meaning of this scavengers or the digestive bags. So scavengers, basically it is related to the property or the parts which can actually just digest the dead and decaying material. Fine. Or digestive bags, those which can convert the complex material into the simplified form. Now, dead and decayed material, or we can say the organelle of a cell which is cleaning up, which is clearing out the waste of the cell by the intracellular digestion. That organelle is known as scavengers or the digestive bags. Now, this is possible only if it is having stored digestive enzymes inside it. So, where these enzymes are basically present? They are present inside a vesicle. Enzymes, they are produced by which part? Enzymes are produced or synthesized by the endoplasmic reticulum. It is then transported to the Golgi apparatus. Golgi apparatus help in the formation of vacuoles or the vesicles and lysosomes. So the correct answer for this question would be lysosomes. Chromosome could not be the answer. Why so? Because it is a storage site for the various informations. Information regarding different function or characteristics of the body. Centrosomes, again it could not be the answer. Why so? Because it is involved in the spindle formation, right? It is related to cell division processes. Ribosomes, because they are related to the protein synthesis. But where these proteins which are formed here, if they are in the form of enzymes, they would be stored or they will be carried in the vesicles. And those vesicles which are carrying these particular enzymes, they are known as lysosomes. So now these lysosomes, they will perform the function of cleaning up of the cell. And thus we are calling them as the scavengers, or we are calling them as the digestive bags. Scavengers because they are helping in the removal of the waste from the cell, and digestive bag because they are the reservoir of the digestive enzymes. So which is the correct answer? Option C. What is option C? It is lysosome. Now here this word itself is suggesting us the answer. If you just think about the meaning of this question, this word, then lyso means break and some means body. So a body which is actually involved in the breaking up of material are known as lysosomes. So thus we can find out the correct answer for this question. Now the next question is, the site of oxidation in a cell is dash ? So what do you think? Which organelle is carrying out the oxidation? Now oxidation could be of any kind, but generally when we are calling it a simple site of oxidation, then usually it is related to the oxidation of glucose. Usually, not always, but if other terms or other substances are not highlighted, then it is always considered as the glucose molecules. Or it is related to the respiratory processes. So in this case, what do you think? Where this oxidation will take place? Glucose is converted to pyruvate in the cytoplasm, and further it is completely broken down to carbon dioxide and water inside the mitochondria. Oxidation of any material is going to release the energy, and this energy is further transformed into another chemical form, that is ATP. And this particular function would be performed by which organelle? That is mitochondria. So the correct answer for this question is what? Option A. That is A. I'm sorry, it is mitochondria. In this case, endoplasmic reticulum, do you think it could be a right answer for this? Never, because it is involved in the synthetic or anabolic type of processes like lipid synthesis or protein synthesis or steroid secretion, etc. Golgi apparatus, it is serving as the packaging unit. It is serving as a site where the modification or packing or storage of these materials will take place. Which material? Those which are synthesized by the endoplasmic reticulum. Ribosomes, they are involved in the protein synthesis. So of course, which is the remaining option here now? It is mitochondria. And thus it is the right answer here. Let us look at the next question now. Next question. Centrioles are associated with dash. What do you think? Which of the following function is associated with the centrioles? We can modify the question here. Which of the following function is associated with the centrioles? What do you think now? So these centrioles, where these are located? They are the major part of centrosomes, and they are involved in what? They are involved in spindle formation. Spindle formation, what these spindles are doing? These spindles, they will get attached to the chromosomes during cell division. So they hold these particular chromosomes and they pull them towards the poles, and then they help after this splitting or this particular transfer towards the poles, the cell is now going to divide into two cells. So what function is this? Do you think this type of process could be known as digestion? No, because digestion means what? It means breakdown of complex form into the simpler forms, right? By the action of enzymes. So digestion could not be the answer for this question. What would be the next part? Respiration. So respiration, is this spindle formation having any role in respiration? No. Respiration is the exchange of gases which help in the oxidation of glucose molecule so as to release energy. So no spindles are involved in such type of processes. Reproduction. Now reproduction is the generation of new organism, a new individual from the existing ones. So these centrioles, they cannot generate the new organism, but they can partly participate in this process during the nuclear material generation, nuclear material distribution in the daughter cells, and that distribution would be related to the cell division. So which is the right answer here for this question? It should be option D. So you can say that centrioles are associated with what? With cell division. Fine. Plant cells generally have dash. What is present in the plant cells? We have to look out of these options now, that what is present here in the plant cells. Now let us look at the options first, then only we can find out the right answer. Options are: plant cells generally have no vacuoles at all. So do you think plant cells do not have any vacuoles? They are having. So this could not be the right answer. Vacuoles are present in the plant cells. So the next point is, all equal sized vacuoles are present. They are having more than single number or whatever, but are they all, whatever is present, are they equal sized? Again no, because the size of vacuole could not be same every time. It varies. Fine. So the next option is, they have a small but large number of vacuoles. That means They are having so many vacuoles which are small sized. Do you think it is true for plant cells? No, it is not true. The fact is that these cells, plant cells contain large vacuoles. These vacuoles occupy almost, more than 60 to 80% of the cellular space or the cytoplasm. And of course, when they occupy this much space inside, the scope for many number of vacuoles is not possible. So they contain large vacuoles and they are few in number over there. So what is the right answer for this question? It is option D, that they are having large but few number of vacuoles. Let us look at what is the function of vacuoles here? Why these large vacuoles are present? Because they are synthesizing the material continuously in high concentration and they need them to be stored inside the cell. So where these storage will take place? It will take place inside the vacuoles. And hence they are having large but few number of vacuoles. Next question is, which of the following organelle is not present in the human cheek cell? Now the question is quite interesting here. See, if it is a human cheek cell, a similar question is being asked earlier also, but here the major modification is to be observed. The modification is that we are asking about human cheek cell. Now what this human being is? Is it a plant or is it an animal? So of course it is an animal. When you have to give the answer, think about the properties related to animal cell. Now animal cell, they are heterotrophic in nature. That means they cannot synthesize their own food. And they are of course dependent on other organisms for their own nourishment. So what property do you think they must possess now? They are devoid of element which can help in the synthesis of food. Which element, which part help in the food synthesis in the plant cell? It is chlorophyll. Where is it located? In the chloroplast. So what should be the right answer for this question? That this chloroplast should be absent in the case of animal cell. So this is the right answer. You can directly click it out. The correct answer should be chloroplast. It could not be nucleus. Nucleus is of course present in all type of cells. Mitochondria, they are present in all type of cells except prokaryotic cell as they are involved in the energy production. Cell membrane, each and every cell contain a cell membrane. So all these three options could not be true. Only the right answer possible here is option D, that is chloroplast. Where is chloroplast present? In the plant cell, and they participate in which property or which function? In the photosynthesis. Why? Because of the presence of chlorophyll pigment in its thylakoid membrane. Now let us look at the next question. It is, lysosomes are reservoir of dash. Now think about it. What is present inside the lysosome? A similar question is asked, but here is the modification. You have to look at it from different aspect now. What is present inside? Is it storing fat molecule? No. Fat molecules could not be stored inside the lysosomes. There's storage form or storage should take place in the vacuoles, right? Do they contain secretory glycoproteins? No, they do not contain secretory glycoproteins. These secretory are actually present in certain different vesicles, but not inside the lysosomes. Then RNA, it could not be present here in the lysosome because RNA is generally associated with, we can say it is associated with ribosomes. Fine. Next would be digestive enzymes. Of course, lysosomes. Lyso means what? It means break. Soma means body. So this lysosome is associated with breaking type of activities. And where this breaking type of functions, how they take place? Due to the action of digestive enzymes. So lysosomes are the reservoir for digestive enzymes. Option D would be the correct answer. Let us look at the next question now. Which of the following is not the characteristic of plant cell? It is not the characteristic of plant cell. Let us find it out. Option A. Outermost boundary of the cell is cell wall. 100% correct answer. All these plant cells, they are characterized by the presence of the cell wall. Chloroplast is located in the cytoplasm. Very true. All plant cells contain the chloroplast as they have to perform the photosynthesis. Now which part? Those which are involved in, if they are having chloroplast, they are able to perform photosynthesis. Else they will be having different kind of plastids. So plastids are of course present in all the cells, but chloroplast would be limited to the green part of the plants. Centrosome is generally present. Is it really true? Centrosome is not present in the plant cell. Centrosome is related to spindle formation, and this function of spindle formation takes place in the plants by the aid of polar caps. So the option C is the option which is most appropriate for this particular question. That means what? The centrosomes are present in the plant cell. This is a wrong property, and thus we get the right answer for the question. Let us look at the next question now. The storage form of energy is very important and very interesting question. The options given here are NADPH, NADP, ATP and ADP. So basically all these forms or all these compounds, they are energy rich molecules. These energy rich molecules, they are generated or they are used up in the biochemical reactions in different pathways. But the point is, which is the storage form? Out of all these, they are interconverted into different forms, and finally the energy released would be stored in the form of ATP. So the correct answer here in this case is option C. What is the correct answer here? It is option C. You know what is the full form of ATP molecule? It is adenosine triphosphate. So this ATP and ADP, they are the interconvertible forms. If a phosphate is added to ADP, it will form ATP. If a phosphate is released, it will form ADP. If from ADP, one more phosphate is released, it will form AMP. And at this point also, it is going to release good amount of energy. But of course, it would be less than that of ATP. So basically, it is stored in the form of ATP molecules. NADPH and NADP, even they are energy-rich molecules and they are interconvertible. If a hydrogen ion is added to this NADP, it will be converted to NADPH. So this is how they are actually, and of course they are energy rich, but storage is of course concerned with the ATP molecules. So all these are questions, they are some of the questions which are related to topic fundamental unit of life. So now let us end up with this particular session. We'll meet you soon in the next session. Thank you so much. We'll catch you soon in the next session. Till then, goodbye. Have a nice day.